Welcome to today's Live on ServiceNow webinar session. We're going to talk today about what's new for ServiceNow for Microsoft 365 coming out in the Vancouver launch and in the August release. Before we get too deep into it, let's take it through the safe harbor notice. Please take a moment to review. As you may know, if you've joined us before, this just indicates that anything we talk about today that's not generally available represents a plan and not a promise and should not be used to make purchasing decisions. The majority of this is planned for imminent release, but until it's GA, please bear with us. Today's session is a part of Live on ServiceNow, a curated event series to connect you with ServiceNow experts and peers that can help you deploy your products and achieve value faster. We hope that you'll join us again at another webinar or meetup. And you can see the schedule by scanning the QR code that is in the chat. Richard, I'm not sure if you can help put that in the chat. We may need to do it later. Another caveat here, folks, we're working with a bit of a skeleton crew, so some of our operational logistics may be just a tad out of joint, but we'll make sure that we get everything updated on our ServiceNow community page that'll have the recording of this session. In fact, I might have that right here. Please bear with me. Yeah, so this session will be there we go. Okay. Moving on, a little bit of housekeeping. We'll have plenty of time on this session to get to Q&A at the end, but in the meantime, please enter any questions you have on the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen along the way. We'll also be recording this webinar session to be shared on the community. We'll be sharing the page thanks, Richard. We'll be posting this recording. And after the event, please be on the lookout for a survey. Let us know what you think of the content and how we're doing as presenters. Also, let us know if you might need some help with some of the functionality. I believe there's a question where you can input your information in that survey. So please be on the lookout for it. Okay, on to introducing our speakers. I'm the guy on the left. My name is Jeff Fox. I've been a product manager here at ServiceNow for more than a year and a half, and I've been dedicated to our ServiceNow and the Microsoft Alliance, specifically around the Teams and M365 integration. I write some of our documentation, present to customers, and do enablement for our internal and partner teams, as well as our quarterly releases, amongst some other things. I really love speaking about this topic around the integration and what we're doing that's new around the integration with Microsoft to help our customers achieve more value. And I like to talk about how to lay this out for customers so that they can take advantage of it as quickly as possible. So this is right where I want to be right now. And I hope you get a lot of great info out of this presentation. I'm thrilled to share the stage here with Richard, one of our best advisory solutions consultants. Richard, please introduce yourself to the audience.
Hey guys, my name is Richard Norton. I'm a senior advisory solutions consultant for the Microsoft Alliance. My main focus is working with partners and partner to partner, working on those Microsoft solutions, making the world a better place inside of ServiceNow. So I've been in the ServiceNow ecosystem for just over 10 years. Getting here at the mothership almost 2 years coming up next month. So super excited to be here. Glad to be here with you guys. Take it away, Jeff.
Oh, thanks, man. Okay, and want to make one thing clear that we haven't really talked about much in the past, but we have a series of events here, and I'm just posting up what is perhaps applicable to this team. To this audience in terms of how to learn more about what we're doing around virtual agent, the Teams integration, Employee Center. These are webinars that you can sign up for. I just posted this link in the chat. Now we have several links up there at this point. But this is just what's happening in August. We have a similar list of events in September. If you'll check out the calendar, hopefully you can find something that is going to be useful for you and your journey. And speaking of journey, let's go ahead and go to our first poll question. Sorry, I'm going to take a second. We asked this on several of our sessions, and bear with me if I can get this. Whoops. Sorry, having a little bit of a technical glitch. Richard, I'm not sure if you have the capability to run this first poll question. I'm having trouble getting the menu up. There we go. Awesome. Thanks, bud.
There you are.
All right. So please let us know where you're at today with your journey to integrate ServiceNow with Microsoft Teams. We find that we still have a lot of customers who are joining these sessions, still looking to learn more about the integration that haven't yet moved into doing the integration in terms of testing or the production rollout. So, wow, we've got a lot of input here. Thanks. We'll just give that another couple of moments. Again, though, if you haven't done the integration yet, or even if you have, you're really in the right spot to learn more about, for today, what's new and what's coming with the integration, as well as how to set it up and conduct it so that you can roll it out to your teams internally. All right, so let's go ahead and stop it there. We've got just over 70%. Thanks, Richard. And it looks like, okay, just about 10% of the audience first we're hearing, 60% still gathering information, a handful still in testing, 14% in production, and 3% with the rollout plan. So thank you folks so much. Really appreciate that. Okay, so we'll talk briefly about the ServiceNow for Microsoft Teams and M365 integration, and then we'll proceed with more about what's new. Let's first start off by understanding why ServiceNow for Microsoft. After talking with many customers, we still see a common theme popping up around organizations being pressed to provide both better experiences and more efficiency. And this is really a mission critical objective, and it's easy to understand why. The proliferation of applications has really created this common challenge, which is to manage multiple experiences. We've got employees and agents wrestling across email, chat, portals, and other applications that create stress, constantly swivel chairing or toggling between applications for informations or due to notifications. And it's stressful and inefficient when we have people navigating to so many places for information. Sometimes information can just be missed altogether. So it's easy to understand why solving these challenges are so important when you dig into these numbers, such as a McKinsey report estimating 20% of employees' time is lost searching for information to complete tasks and workflows. HBR reports 9% of time lost trying to reorient to a task after visiting a new application. And Gartner indicating that 43% of employees miss important information because they have too many applications open. And this is exactly where ServiceNow and Microsoft, the integration between our products, comes into play. The integration improves efficiency by seamlessly weaving ServiceNow and Microsoft experiences into natural workspaces. And when you have this seamless experience, you get happier employees because it doesn't feel like ServiceNow or Teams. It's a single experience across the board for agents and employees. And this increases productivity because the integration between Teams and ServiceNow brings notifications, information, and actions into a single place. Finally, it optimizes collaboration. Good things happen when you take world-class collaboration software and weave it directly into a world-class workflow. So let's go deeper into how different stakeholders benefit from the integration. And let's start with the CIO. They want to make sure that they're maximizing the strategic investments that they've made around efficiency, collaboration, and experience. Service owners want to be able to alert employees to outages and quickly bring experts onto a Teams bridge for streamlined collaboration to close out these incidents. Agents need to reach employees and experts in Teams directly out of ServiceNow, and employees don't want to leave Teams when it comes to requesting service, finding answers, or providing information to agents. Now, this can all be done in where they spend most of their time, again, within Teams. So when we talk about driving efficiency through the experience, there's a handful of app experiences that show off the integration for employees and agents. We have Employee Center, where employees can request service, review their tasks, and search the knowledge base directly inside of Teams. Virtual agents, virtual agent is where employees can self-serve and engage automated workflows, find KB articles, and more, all within Teams. Then with Service Operations Workspace, helps agents further reduce the mean time to resolution by invoking Teams notifications. Oh, that's great. Great, Mary. Notifications, conversations, and conferences directly within Teams. Major incident management helps our service owners get services up and again faster with automated Teams calls inside of ServiceNow and great collaboration. Finally, we have agent to employee chat where agents can reach out directly to employees inside of Teams without leaving ServiceNow. So with that said, let's transition into what we've got that's new. And I'm going to start this conversation by indicating some of the existing capabilities just to give a little bit more background. You guys know that we have Employee Center. It's got myriad benefits. It is a real enterprise-grade collaborative platform that enables self-service and automated workflows, allows communications to be, within Teams to assure that they're read by employees. It includes an AI search and, this integration between Teams, Outlook, and M365 we'll get into in more detail here shortly. It's quite strong. From a communications perspective, what's really great about this is the targeted and actionable communications that can be driven to employees. And the experience within Teams provides a quick summary. So when your employees are using Employee Center and Teams, you get more effective employee communications. The experience is really how it should be. Employees receive notifications with brief summaries directly within the activity feed. And then they can be taken to Employee Center within Teams when they click on it on the notification for more information. Such a great way to drive more engagement around critical news for upcoming events. And this communication, targeted communication, is an Employee Center Pro feature. Thanks for the question. Okay, and then virtual agent. A lot of us know this quite well. VA automates common workflows, allows for a live agent handoff, and provides a transcript for better transition. It supports the AI-powered search, and it's, of course, woven seamlessly into Teams. So now let's look at what's new for the employee experience. And first up here is really the integration of Employee Center now, not just in Teams, but within Outlook and Microsoft 365. This is really driving the rebranding of our integration from ServiceNow for Teams to be called ServiceNow for Microsoft 365. And whatever your approach to leveraging ServiceNow Employee Center is, it can be leveraged by your employees regardless of where they work. Just want to show how this works real quick. Oh my God, okay. So this is a quick bit of a demo. This is live today. This is an instance that I just had queued up here. Let's see. So So this is Employee Center just in the portal view. We've seen this before. The same instance. I'm going to go to the Teams integration here. You can see we've got standard chat set up. And then if we go to Employee Center, today we already have Employee Center and Teams. Just going to take a moment to load up. All right, so this is great. Now we have Microsoft 365. If you you do the integration, you re-upload your manifest. You can now upload the same Employee Center if you're working out of the M365 app. Say you have employees that enjoy working out of this web interface more so than within Teams directly. They can still go and find ServiceNow directly in the M365 app, right? Pretty cool. And then within Outlook, similar experience here. You can be reading email, and if you need to access something inside of ServiceNow, you can find Employee Center directly inside. So this is very easy with the same manifest upload process that's done today for the integration. Fantastic. As part of the August release, we're enabling users to pull different types of approval requests from their Workday accounts. These approval cases may include time off requests, leaves of absence, timesheet approval, compensation change, job requisition approval, time off, etc. Once these approval requests have been pulled into the ServiceNow platform from Workday, approvers can take action from within Employee Center with the unified approval inbox. At the back end, this is done through two steps. First is with the Workday Spoke, where we're introducing new actions to pull data from these approval requests. And the second is changes done to tasks, to the task configuration, where we're shipping out of the box configurations and widgets for supporting these use cases. For August, this is only supported for the portal implementation, but now mobile, Outlook, and Teams integrations will be planned for future releases. So pretty cool functionality here with Approvals Hub. Again, this is an employee center function that should be available within Teams, so that's why it's surfaced here. Another function around Employee Center inside of Teams is the Viva integration with the Employee Center integration with Viva Connections in the Viva Connections dashboard. So Microsoft has been making deployment of the Microsoft Viva Connections easier. Earlier this year, if you were looking to deploy Viva Connections, you always needed a SharePoint home site to deploy Viva Connections. And moving forward, Microsoft has made this easier where you no longer require a SharePoint home site. So as depicted here, you can deploy an interface of Viva Connections with a dashboard and resources that curate links. And what we'll be doing as part of this integration is introducing this card for Employee Center in Viva Connections dashboard. So users can easily navigate to Employee Center to get help, or if they're notified of tasks that they have a pending action. So this card deep links into Employee Center and should be really useful for customers who are using Microsoft Viva Connections. Sorry, real quick here. So customers, this is basically if you're still using a SharePoint home site as your default landing experience, we'll make sure that the same ServiceNow card that you saw previously also appears on the SharePoint home site. Let's see. This is one of my favorite features of this release that's going to be available with Vancouver. It's virtual agent message extensions. And what this does is surface and share AI search results within Teams. Here, if you're in a channel or within a chat, you'll be able to access your ServiceNow virtual agent bot from the tray at the bottom of the text box, and you can search across your service catalog, knowledge base, basically whatever you've got surfaced in VA can be surfaced here. So it makes it easier for employees to share information between themselves or with a channel. So for example, if somebody has purchased an iPhone and wants to share what they bought with somebody else, if say another employee wants to refresh their phone as well, that information can easily be shared now in the context of a chat between two people. From an administrative perspective, the message extension is a checkbox that's set up during the manifest generation process, and it can also be managed where only guest users will only get access to information that they have privileges to view. So if you have a guest user in your environment and you don't want them to see your service catalog, for example, it can easily be suppressed. So the guest users only see, say, knowledge base articles that they should be accessing. In addition to this, virtual agent is also going to be supporting multiple attachments. I believe in Teams in the past, you could only attach one item at a time. With this August release, it's going to support multiple attachments, and you can also copy and paste as well. And let's see here. So that does it for the employee experience. Let me take a quick pause here. Richard, I see a handful of questions. Do you happen to have anything to you want to bring up?
Well, I've answered a few here that I can go through. So one of the questions we had from Dwayne was, you have to have Employee Center Pro for the integration with Microsoft Outlook or Office 365, or can you just use Employee Center Standard? You can use Employee Center Standard. You can also use your service portals. For any of you guys that might utilize multiple service portals, you do have full control over the manifest. So you can add extra tabs for your IT, HR, service portals if you like. But as you move towards Employee Center, you can consolidate that down. The integration's really built for you guys to start where you want to start and start how you want to start. We have another question. Any future plans for ADP or Cornerstone? I know this probably isn't the answer you're looking for, but that roadmap is ever evolving. More integrations to come. I think the newest integration that'll relate to Teams will be an integration with Concur expenses. Get those notifications going into Teams for approvals. So again, that's a forward-looking statement, but that is probably the most recent one we will see coming up here in the nearest future. We do have several open questions. Jeff, there's a duplicate here you might have the answer to. The Viva Connections, can you use that with ITSM Standard?
The Viva Connections integration is, so if a customer has Viva Connections and they have Employee Center, they'll be able to leverage the integration with Viva Connections. I think all that's required is Employee Center. I don't think you can use service portals for that.
Right. We got some other questions here. Let me see. We have VA Live Agent Chat integrated into Teams, which our users love to use. We also heavily rely on dynamic translation to optimize our service operation. Unfortunately, using Teams actionable notifications is not working with dynamic translations. Any plans to get this working in the future? I know there's been some changes in the dynamic translation support. I don't have those specific details. Jeff, I don't know if you have anything to add on that.
I don't. It should, but I do believe that notification should work regardless of the language. So let me take that one and find an answer, and I'll respond in the page for this session.
Jeff. Do we need to purchase Integration Hub to do an integration with Microsoft Teams? So this question's a little bit complicated. Integration Hub licenses are not required for the Teams virtual agent integration because it does not utilize Integration Hub licenses. However, if you start moving further down the line to integrate things that would use Integration Hub and utilize those inside of your virtual agent topics, those would consume those Integration Hub licenses. And then if you go further down the integration path with Microsoft, like integrating with SharePoint and cloud services, those type of things are going to cost Integration Hub licenses. So something to think about or talk with your sales guy about. If you have ITSM Pro, you already have a good starter bucket of Integration Hub licenses. If you have standard and didn't get any Integration Hub licenses, that might be something you want to go back and at least get that going so you guys can have those integrations to help support your processes.
Thanks, Richard. All right. I see something around regarding Pro or Standard. I'm not sure what that one refers to. Can I get a link to the presentation without having users create user account? In ServiceNow, I want to share with our Microsoft group and architects. Mary, I'm just going to put my email address in here, and if you could respond to me, I'll get you a version of this that you can share. Okay.
Something else you want me to follow up on here, Jeff?
I'm no, just going through. So we got a couple more folks. Thanks, Rand. Why can I not add Teams integration with change. I don't see the same icon related to the change record. Richard, is that something you can speak to?
Yeah, so you absolutely can integrate with change with the new integration updated on Thursday with the IT service management for Microsoft 365 plugin. You can find that out on the store. This will automatically integrate with change, incident, HR, and requested items. So it'll automatically have that out there for you with the latest update. So you can absolutely do this with change.
Slight correction on that, Richard.
Oh yeah,
from Microsoft 365. There was an app that was listed in the Innovation Lab that is has been deprecated. All of the ServiceNow for M365 capability is now included with the IT service management and HR service delivery integrations with Microsoft. So if you just update those particular integrations, you'll be able to integrate with Microsoft 365 and Outlook. You'll be able to integrate your Employee Center with M365 and Outlook.
Yeah, and also, this integration is driven by spokes. And if you're familiar with Flow Designer, spokes have actions that are reusable throughout your system. So you can even utilize this functionality inside of your custom processes as well. So that includes, the conference calling, that includes chat. If you guys need to bring those into custom apps or custom processes, you can absolutely do that.
Okay. Let's see here. Thanks, folks. I think it's probably a good idea for us to go through as much of this as we can. What is the name of the job that runs to capture the chat in incidents or problem records? Richard?
Oh, wait. What was the name of the job? I don't know the name of the job. What I can tell you is there's a couple different ways to configure this. So the job does run every 30 minutes, and that's an auto job to bring those chats in from Microsoft Teams into your records. Now, you can turn off the auto import and utilize the manual import feature. And the 30-minute clock cannot be modified at this time. It's a limitation with Microsoft and making those calls to Microsoft to retrieve that information and how much information we're pulling back. So right now you cannot modify that 30-minute time limit. I hope that helps. I could, help find a little bit more details, but you can also, open up a support ticket to help you get that answer for that specific job.
Wow, tons of questions in here, by the way. Okay. Guys, why don't we've taken a couple minutes on questions. I'd like to take us through some of the additional new content, and then we'll spend more time on questions. So please continue to stick with us on that. All right, so in terms of agent and service owner experience. Okay, so let's go with that. You're aware of our live agent transfer capability, right? That allows users in virtual agent to transfer to a live agent. This is seamless, and it allows the agent to see the transcript of what's happened within the virtual agent. So this is existing functionality, strong integration here. Also, you're aware of the agent to employee or agent to agent chat. This is something that is supported both in the platform view and in what we're looking at here on the slide in Service Operations Workspace. We've got improvements to this integration we'll talk about in a couple moments. And then on the major incident management side, we allow owners to send notifications to employees, and that reduces duplications of incidents. It also supports Teams chat war rooms where we're able to kick off a Teams meeting directly from ServiceNow, either in SOW or in the platform. So let's talk a little bit about what's new for agents and service owners. So we've got this embedded collaboration experience within the Service Operations Workspace. So specific to Notify, we've got this enhanced experience that allows an embedded collaboration where agents can call stakeholders from the ServiceNow UI. This integration allows the the initiation of a call, and it allows the user, the agent, to view and manage participants directly inside of the panel, inside of the ServiceNow panel. So they won't have to do this inside of the Teams interface. It can happen directly inside of Service Operations Workspace. Yeah. So I think the real takeaway on this is users in SOW will not have to leave the Service Operations Workspace when they're working inside of a call. This is going to continue to be developed over the coming couple of releases. I think in early, I would anticipate in the first half of next year, we'll see another iteration of this, and should be quite useful. Then in terms of sidebar chat functionality, this is where, do I have a build? Okay, sorry. So we've got this integration now with Sidebar in Service Operations Workspace. Sidebar was released, I believe, 6 months ago or so in the Utah release, and now it actually integrates with SOW. So an agent can, from an incident where we have agent to employee chat today, where a chat could be kicked off from the workspace and then it would occur inside of Teams. Now you can use the sidebar window and the agent will never have to leave ServiceNow. So to me, this one was a really big win because you know, the agents won't have to leave the SOW. And let's see here. Teams conference management. I believe this is what I was actually speaking about earlier. You can see in the screenshot a little bit more about what's happening in terms of being able to manage callers. So this is that embedded view of the Teams call within Service Operations Workspace. And this really takes us to the end of what we've got in terms of the agent and service owner enhancements throughout Service Operations Workspace and in some cases in the portal itself. A lot of work on the SOW side of things here. And so I'm going to kind of bring us to this slide that sort of shows the innovation that we've been developing over the past couple of years with the integration. You can see what was inside of Utah, and then we just talked about what came out in Vancouver, which needs to be added to this slide. So with that, I'm going to take us to one more final poll question. Let me see if I can run this one. I can. Bear with me. Launch the poll. So for what we've looked at so far today, folks, please let us know what features you might be most interested in learning more about next time. I know we were a little bit short on our demonstration of some of these features today, but if you'll continue to join us, we'll be able to show more and more about exactly what these look like and work like in future sessions. And again, we shared the calendar, so if you'll continue to join us, we'll share with you. All right, so thank you to those of you who are responding to the poll. Again, we've got our integration with the Employee Center and Outlook in the M365 app, getting some strong responses for that one. The VA message extension, I wouldn't sell that short. I think it's really cool. By the way, that one is going to be available for actual use on August 24th with patch, I believe it's Utah patch 6. So please be on the lookout for that. And we've got this embedded notify functionality, notify call functionality, and the embedded sidebar integration. So that's probably good for now. We've got just over half of people responding. Oh, we've got a lot more people. Great. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end the poll here. Thanks to everybody who did respond. We've got 40% interested in the Employee Center integration with Outlook and M365, 12% on message extensions, 16% on Notify, 27% on Sidebar, really cool, and 4% on other. So, I guess I hit share. There we go. All right. With that, I'm going to just push us on. We've got a few resources here to share, a lot around running the integration, a handful around some of the new functionality. We've also got the link to product docs here. So all things can be found through that. And again, please respond to us in community, and we'll try to get all these questions answered if we don't get to them on the call. Folks, thank you so much. Richard, really appreciate your expertise here. It's great working with you, man. Really appreciate you as well as the entire audience. I think we're just about at time here, so we're going to go ahead and close it down. But thanks again for joining us. We hope to see you on a subsequent webinar or meetup. Thanks again for being a customer, and have a great day.